Hello, and welcome to the second segment of the 2021 KCA Art Showcase. KCA is posting 4 segments every Thursday at 7 p.m. during the month of May. Each segment will feature performances from our theater community. We will also reveal the final architectural plans for the theater and take you on a tour of the current Beale Street Theater. In addition to showcasing some of what KCA has to offer, these segments will also be a fundraiser to help push the new BST design into motion. Thanks to Angle Homes and the Angle family, all donations during the fundraiser will be doubled up to $100,000. To make a donation, click on the Donate Now button on your screen or go to our website at bealestreettheater.com. As part of our fundraising activities, we have a silent auction for you to bid on. Items have been donated by generous local sponsors, and they are on display at the Art Hub. The Art Hub is open Tuesday through Thursdays, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Fridays and Saturdays, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. To make your bid or to learn more about the items up for auction, you can also visit the website at bealestreettheater.com. Tonight's segment will highlight 2 integral parts of what the KCA has to offer our community. First, some of our directors will answer questions about our children's theater activities.
Hi, my name is Sydney Valdez. I'm Kingman Center for the Arts Art Hub Coordinator and Education Director. I am also one of Beale Street Theater's most featured artistic directors, and here with us today.
Hi, I'm Amber Wisely, and I have been in 6 shows with Beale Street Theater, my most recent one being a director for Rapunzel in A Stroll Down Storybook Lane.
Hi, I'm Riley Taylor, and I've been in 10 Beale Street shows, and I am currently choreographer of Peter Pan and A Stroll Down Storybook Lane.
Beale Street Theater has had a lot of opportunities for people of all ages, especially I myself have had a lot of experience outside of just high school theater and have gotten to learn a lot more. So there's opportunities for everyone out there.
Beale Street Theater gives a lot of people and kids, people of all ages, a chance to express themselves, and I've really learned that through years of being with Beale Street, and it's really helped me discover who I am and what I truly love doing.
We're really excited to give Beale Street and the actors of our community a home with the Beale Street Theater renovation project.
I'm so excited to have a set place where Beale Street Theater can perform all that we've been working on and all the hard work that we put into the shows, and I think it's going to bring a lot of joy to the community. I've met so many amazing people through Beale Street, and I think it's just really, I've noticed the positive environment, and everybody's just so kind to each other, and it's I love spreading joy to the community because you can really see when you perform, you can see the community just smiling back at you for all that hard work that you put into it. It's really rewarding.
My first show with Beale Street was actually The Little Mermaid, and I was Scuttle. And I think that really helped me find myself as a person and to not be afraid to truly be who you are. And I hope everyone in the community can kind of have that effect on them too by doing any production that they feel fits them.
Under the sea, down it's better, down where it's wetter, take it from me. Up on the shore they work all day, out in the sun they slave away, while we keep floating, for time to floating under the sea. Down here all the fish is not me, it's all clear buildings day.
The fish on the land ain't happy, except 'cause they don't go. The fish in the boat is not me, staying for a worse cafe. When they rain, the boss get hungry.
I've had the really unique experience of getting to direct with Beale Street Theater the past 5 years, and every single production has been its own really powerful and incredible experience, both for our community's youth as well as aspiring actors and actresses. And I'm really thankful and proud that we have this arts organization that helps build people like me who started out as young as 18, here I am now, both as a coordinator, a director, and doing anything I can to make arts possible in our community.
You poor, unfortunate soul. Be a man, not a coward, not a sissy, not a wimp. Who's a backbone, stand straight up, who's a limp. Who's a man who's steel, raise a plan. And his will.
I remember my first audition for Beale Street. I was so nervous. They separated us into a little room, and I couldn't see my friends or my family, and I was shaking because I was so scared. But I remember specifically, as soon as I started singing and saying my lines, all the nerves went away. And I think in that moment, I realized this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. And the environment and the people that were helping me and there at Beale Street, they really helped me come out of my shell and break free. And I'm like so grateful for that. It's changed who I am today. I was 9 years old when I first auditioned for, it was the Nutcracker for Beale Street. And everything just took off from there.
Go around 4 billion people, plus that's the pop-up. Till we got we're sitting on top of the world. Sit up, lie down, roll.
My favorite show I've been in is probably Snoopy the Musical, and that was this summer actually. And I loved it because I was with all my friends and I remember this one specific moment. This little girl came up to me at the end of the show and she was like, "You are my idol. I love seeing you act. You're so pretty. I want to be just like you when I grow up." And it's just like really rewarding to know that all your hard work paid off and people are getting enjoyment out of your acting. And I think that's really a good feeling for a lot of people.
My first play was The Little Mermaid. I remember going to the auditions and being super nervous also. I was so scared, I wasn't sure what to expect. And I got into the room and I was like, oh, it's a lot of people. But I instantly felt like I was a part of something and a part of a great community because everyone there was just so nice. And once I got to go up and say the lines, I instantly felt like that's where I was kind of meant to be. Because I remember everyone just being so sweet after you're done with the audition and they were like, "You did amazing, oh my gosh." And I remember being like, but yeah, and the play was a lot of fun too. I remember getting to play Scuttle was just so much fun because it was such a comedic character and so out of my comfort zone at the time to where once I got to say a funny line and hearing the entire audience laugh, it was just so rewarding.
So the first play I ever got involved in, it was my first and hopefully not my last performing the March in the Park. It was Crazy Town. Our director was Matt Hecht. I was able to bring in my other half, Ian Elder.
Right away, we had the slow rise up, and then we moved right into the dance move sequence. Merv, I did not notice this the first time around, but Baxter is definitely doing the can-can.
Oh my!
That could cost him. And is Felton doing the Cabbage Patch? Talk about old...
So Crazy Town was a lot of fun. We were able to perform outdoors at the Metcalf Park. And after that, that's when I got interested in directing. And I spent quite a bit, a couple months, trying to find a perfect script that I could make my debut with and create a type of proposal to present for, at the time, Christina, who is our amazing executive director, and the rest of the board who would be interested in getting to know the script. And then hopefully get me started. And it's really funny because at the time, my baby brother and Christina's son were in the same soccer team. So I happened to corner her in the middle of a practice and started talking about the show. That show in particular was, what was it called? Oh Horrors, It's Murder. And that was our first murder mystery and our first dinner theater with Beale Street Theater. It took a little bit, but after they were able to read the script, it got greenlit and we started our way to creating the production. So right after we got done with Oh Horrors, It's Murder, I was really interested with that production company. So I started searching and I found this hilarious script, Dorothy in Wonderland. But the script was for children's theater and we hadn't explored that venue yet. So when that came about, I was a little bit overwhelmed, being maybe a 19, 20-year-old and having some experience working with teenagers. I was really excited to jump in. And since then, I've done mostly children's theater productions. So it's really important during the audition process that we create an environment of family and fun. It's just really important to be personable with the kids and make sure that they feel comfortable, because every single show that we do, it's about creating a theater family. So I know during the audition process, I look for, is that little spark in their eye that says, I'm here and I want to do this. So what I've seen that live theater does for our kids is, or for people in general, is giving them an outlet for their creativity. I've worked with both Amber and Riley since they were children, and I've seen them grow from an actress or a performer into now a leader and a director. So it's giving them the opportunity for growth, creativity, and a bunch of potential for the future.
It's all in perfect taste that you can bear. Go on and lift your glass in wonder.
So during the casting process, I tend to try and get my families more involved together. And when we have casted our families, it's been incredible to see the children have this moment with their parents and this memory. And then also it's really important for the other kids to see that parents do love and enjoy and will be supportive of theater. Because a lot of the times you see that families come out for sports events and you won't see as many parents come out for theater. So it's really important for us and for our kids to see that families can come in and create these really great memories with their kids. And it's been really great and fulfilling for us to see it happen.
When you're acting with your family or your friends, I think it just really brings that connection in, and when you sit back and watch that happening, it's a very special moment because you know that they're going to remember that moment for the rest of their lives.
A good amount of shows, almost 8 I believe now, and every single one has had a different rehearsal space. So we really don't have a home, and that can be really taxing. As far as getting repeat actors sometimes, just because locations are always different, it's hard for someone to commit when they don't know where their home's going to be. the Beale Street Theater itself right now is kind of an empty beacon of light that we would like to see fully developed, shining, to be a place where our kids can go and have education opportunities, to be a place for, you know, just for people downtown to have somewhere to spend time with families. Thank you all for watching. We hope you continue to support Beale Street Theater and our continued efforts to renovate the theater. Keep an eye on our website. We'll have more productions and more events to look forward in the future.
Bye.
My name is Christina Mickelson, and I'm Executive Director of Kingman Center for the Arts. I'm here with Sydney Valdez, and we're going to tell you a little bit about one of our programs that we run called Disney Musicals in Schools. This is a program designed to bring sustainable children's theater into our community schools. So in 2018, we were approached by the Smith Center in Las Vegas about a grant that Disney was giving to bring this program to Kingman. And we were very excited to have this come because we do have a lack of art and culture, which is the whole purpose for our creating Kingman Center for the Arts. So it fit well within our mission. And Sydney is one of our teaching artists that started with us back then. We also have several others, Crystal Hartley, Danielle Scroggins, Kathy Scroggins, Gretchen Hecht has been involved with us, and Crystal Hartley. And we are grateful for them and their support, and also for Delphine Brandt, who's helping to administrate the program. So we have this in 3 schools now, in Wallapai Elementary School, Black Mountain Elementary School, and Kingman Academy of Learning Intermediate School. Would you like to talk?
Yeah, so I can talk a little bit about what we do with the schools. We are in, as a teaching artist, we go in, our teachers pick one show from a catalog from Disney, so they'll get a 30-minute production from Disney free, and they get the teaching artist who comes in and helps just foster the growth with the teachers, teaching them how to be a musical director, how to be a choreographer, how to direct in a really fun and inviting environment.
So one of the things I love about the program is that it is focused on including all of the kids. So we can incorporate up to 60 kids in one of these musicals. So far, anyone who comes out to audition for a Disney musical is cast in the show. And it shows a great creativity in involving all of these kids. Even if you're one of the background characters, you have an important part in the play, you're there for a reason, and you're valued and have this experience of bringing live theater to the school and to the community.
And any elementary school in our vicinity is free to apply. And Christina can tell you more as far as the application process, but it's for elementary school students from 3rd to 5th grade.
Another part of the program in the first 2 years of our activity, because it was funded with the Smith Center, the kids in Kingman that were participating during 2018 and 2019 had the opportunity to go to the Smith Center in Las Vegas and perform one of the songs from their show. And that was super exciting to see all these kids get to go on this huge, big, fancy stage in Las Vegas and perform with all of the other Las Vegas schools, all of the Kingman schools, and a giant student share. And we look forward to bringing that experience here to Kingman this next school year. And once we get the Beale Street Theater up and running, that will be one of the activities that we are able to continue with the kids coming to perform in a real performing arts center.
So I was lucky enough to be teaching artists for the kiddos down in Black Mountain Elementary School. Shout out to my kids. And that program is just really exciting, and we're really excited to get them and have a showcase here in Kingman. So hopefully everyone will attend that in the future.
Our next video will showcase our local musical talent.
Hello, my name is Christina Mickelson, and I'm the Executive Director of Kingman Center for the Arts and also the Executive Producer for Beale Street Theater. And I'm here today with Dan Hunter, who is one of our music directors, and I'm going to let him give you a little bit of his background.
Absolutely. So I'm currently teaching at both Lee Williams High School and at Kingman High School, and I teach high school choir and have the opportunity to work with all of our vocal students at the high school level for Kingman Unified School District. And also have had the opportunity, since I moved here, of working with Beale Street Theater and the Art Hub, and I teach some music classes for some of the Art Hub classes that they do here. And in addition, have helped out with many different productions with Snoopy the Musical that we did, and with Beauty and the Beast Junior that we did, and many other things that we've done with Beale Street Theater here. So.
Yes, Dan is very talented, and we appreciate all that he has done for our programs and that. So Dan, can you tell us a little bit about how community arts programs, performing arts programs, impact your work with the school and performing arts programs in the schools?
Absolutely. I think there is a huge connection between school arts programs and community arts programs. They both feed into each other. I see that the students at both KHS and at Lee Williams have the opportunity to be a part of the musical productions that we do with Beale Street. It provides them the opportunity to get that real live performing opportunity that they don't always get in the high school setting, such as being a part of those musicals, as being a part of community choirs, and being with some of those more mature singers that have developed their reading skills and their singing abilities in different ways. And they get to sing alongside of these people and have that experience of singing at that higher level that they don't always get in that high school setting. But in addition, it also provides an opportunity for them as they age out of those public school programs to move into something that they can continue to use those skills and to grow and to use their voice in a way that continues to benefit both themselves and the community.
Thank you. I'm a musician in my background, and so I play piano and a bunch of other instruments and have been involved in the pit orchestras for a lot of our shows and worked with Dan in that capacity. And I personally have found that the live music is a rare thing to come by in community theater anymore. You can find that if you go to professional shows all over the place, but the capacity to put that together is a challenge for a lot of communities. And so in Kingman, we have been very blessed to have a lot of local musicians who are willing to put the time and the effort into preparing live music. Do you have any thoughts on how that impacts our shows to have the live music?
Well, I think it adds just this whole higher level, right? It has this professionalism to it that many communities of our size just don't have. And I think the talent in this community is phenomenal. We have talented instrumentalists, we have talented singers, we have talented people on the directorial staff. So we have all of these talents that, like I said, just many communities of Kingman size don't have the opportunity to utilize and put together. And so to have that live music just adds such a rich value to what we do here at Beale Street and in Kingman.
Yeah, and acoustically, I love being able to hear, and the few times I've been out of the pit and in the audience watching the shows, it just adds so much to the spirit of the play to have that live music, and you can really control.
And for the cast as well.
Yes.
Because it adds such a vibrancy to the cast, and they feed off of each other when you have that live instrumentation.
Yes, for sure, and we can adjust tempos, and we can adjust the feel, and make segments longer or shorter depending on how the cast is acting on stage, which gives a lot more flexibility to the production values. I know there's several plays we've done that didn't have live tracks, or
we used the recordings.
Yes, we did use the recordings because the live music
wasn't available.
Weren't available, yes. And those are great, but it's a very different experience for actors, especially
for everybody. Yes.
to sing to live music, and maybe you could speak to that, the challenge of the two different.
Sure. So when you have live instrumentation, like you already said, it provides that leeway to be able to make cuts and to be able to lengthen things, or if you have a scene change, to be able to provide that extra music that's needed that sometimes you don't have with recordings. But also just the energy level. Like I said, you can feed off of each other as a cast member. If you're singing on the stage, it just provides so much more life, and you have so much more energy as a singer when you have that energy of the live orchestra behind you. Or if you're doing a rock show, to have that rock orchestra behind you, whatever it is. And it gives you that confidence boost. And I think the singers as well feed into the orchestra, and the orchestra picks up on that energy, and it just amplifies the whole magnitude of the show so many times over for both the cast and the audience member. And you can feel it. It's electric in the room.
You can. And it's been fun to watch some of our singers up there singing these solos, but they're supported by this 27-piece live orchestra underneath them, and how it is energizing, and it's this boost to your self-esteem.
And again, that's something you wouldn't always expect from a town of our size, and yet we pull it off really, really well here.
Yeah, I'm always amazed at how it comes together in our performances, and feel privileged to be able to work with all the musicians that we do here in town. As we move towards bringing more of this performing arts, I like the point you brought up about having students and community members being able to work together, and I've seen that not just in the music pit, but on stage and all over the place, where we're able to bring generations together to work together to create something, and that forms friendships and bonds and things that really are important for a community to build itself on. And I appreciate the opportunity to facilitate some of that, and also to benefit from some of that.
Well, and it provides a mentorship too for our students. So it shows our students what they could be, and allows some of those, as I was saying, more mature singers to be able to feed into those younger singers and say, here's what it's like to continue on and to progress in your art and in your, whether it's vocal work or instrumental or whatever it is, to be able to say, here is what it looks like as you move down the road and continue on in your craft.
Yeah. And I also have seen a great benefit to some of our students and even community members who haven't had the financial capacity or the ability to take vocal lessons and acting lessons and some of those things that bigger communities could support. And yet we allow them a chance to come and work with someone of your talents without having to pay extra money for it.
Yeah. Well, there is certainly an educational aspect to doing shows and doing these community productions, because people learn what it's like to be part of ensembles, to be part of these bigger casts, to be able to sing in a chorus, which is something that some people have never done before. To be able to look at the music and see, the different way that it goes and how they can follow it and how that applies to their part. There is an educational aspect to it. But then there's also, I've had even the flip side of that. I've had some of our adults that have started to take private lessons, and so they get to gain some of that deeper level knowledge as well.
Yeah, and it's a great way to introduce to some people who maybe otherwise wouldn't have ever thought that they would have music talent, and yet they come out and participate and realize, I really like this, I want to learn more, and they will sign up for lessons with you and look for other opportunities to expand that talent. So we are grateful for all that you do for Beale Street Theater in our community, and we are excited to be able to bring a new venue into the city. So the new performing arts venue with the Beale Street Theater. Some of the things we're looking at bringing in there is not just live theater.
Right.
We want to bring bands and other live music opportunities into the city for the community to enjoy. And so, Dan was saying he teaches the history of rock in high school, and so we would love to bring a bigger exposure to the community of the different kinds of music that are out there. And so that's one of our missions, is to look for performers and entertainers that can expand our experience with music and other performing art forms. And so I think that's a great addition that will come with time, We, of course, always love Dan's performing arts talents, and and there's other community members that we have
absolutely.
a community
There's
choir.
a great team that's connected with Beale
community,
Street. Yeah.
Well,
and I think that's the beauty of Beale Street too, is we're offering things that are very diverse, because we've got the musical theater. We've talked about doing some, performing arts groups as far as like choral singing. We've talked about solo groups and showcasing some of the solo performers that we have, both instrumentally and vocally. And we have talked about the education side of things as well, and having people come in and speak about different topics or whatever it might be. So there's a huge diversity with what we're doing here that I think is just fantastic.
Yeah, and definitely having a venue for people to perform really creates a central meeting point that that creative process can move around and bring some great things to the community. Yeah. So we appreciate you taking the time to watch this interview and discussion, and encourage you to log on to bealestreettheater.com to learn more about what the things that we're doing, and to, if you are able to, make a donation to the Beale Street Theater renovation project so that we can bring the performing arts venue to the city and further impact the community in the ways that we've discussed.
I went to my river, but my river was dry. The dust rose up to a darkened sky. Tell me, where is hope? Where do the waters run clear? I do not know my way from here. Come and stand in that river, current gentle and slow. Send your troubles down water, down on that water slow. When you stand in that river, angels sing in your head, secrets beyond every worry, dreams beyond every dread. Tell me, sister, brother, where does that river flow? It flows down to the great water, where soon my people will go. Come and stand in that river, current gentle and slow. Send your troubles down water, down on that water flow. When you stand in that river, angels sing in your head, secrets beyond every worry, dreams beyond every dread. Oh, tell me, sister, tell me, brother, where does that river flow? It flows down to the great water, where soon my people will go. Oh, time passes on
Thank you for joining us for the second of 4 segments by our KCA Arts Showcase. Please consider making a donation by clicking on the Donate Now button or by stopping by the Art Hub to place a bid on one of our many silent auction prizes. The bidding will be open until 6 p.m. on May 27th. Please make sure to visit the KCA Facebook page again next Thursday, May 20th, for our 3rd segment, where we will see clips from many of our past performances, and join us for a walkthrough of the Beale Street Theater to see the final architectural plans.